Hello everyone, Father Mark Kelleher here. This video is about looking ahead, what to expect when we're back in our churches. Last week the diocese sent us a document, giving us a heads up, if you will, of what things will look like once we are able to gather again back in church for Sunday Mass. So I thought it would be helpful to go over some of it with you so that you are aware of what will be coming, possibility of what will be coming. Some things we already know, some things we're not sure about yet. So this document that was sent by the diocese has been posted on the Holy Family webpage, so you can go on to the webpage and read it yourself. It's just one page. And it's been on there for about a week. So you can go there and review it. The webpage address is www.holyfamilynewark.org. Let me begin by saying that none of this is written in stone. It is all still very fluid, and so your patience and your understanding when we finally are able to open up again will be critical in making the transition back a success. So what are some of the things that we are looking for? First of all, we know that that everyone's desire for the Eucharist is palpable. Everyone that I've heard from just wants to be able to receive Eucharist again. And you know, this time of not being able to receive Eucharist has been difficult, but I think it's also a positive thing as well, that absence makes the heart grow fonder. And when we are not able to receive Eucharist, our longing for it, our desire for it, our need for it, and how it helps us in living our lives becomes much more evident. So I think as long as on those lines, I think it has not been such a bad thing, and we will be getting back to receiving the Eucharist again. So when and how public masses will resume are still being determined, and so the following things will be important for all of you to consider. First of all, the general dispensation from the Sunday Mass that the bishops have given to all the people of the church will remain in place. So the obligation to attend Sunday Mass will not be reinstated. Why is that? Because when the churches reopen, we will still probably have to be practicing physical distancing, social distancing, keeping 6 feet apart. Families, of course, who are already living together will be able to sit together, but you'll have to be 6 feet away from other families, which means that there will probably be markings on the pews as to where people can sit or can't sit. There will be pews that will be marked off where people cannot sit in them. There may be sections of the church where people will not be able to sit. So all of those things, you will probably be asked to wear a mask. We will have sanitation stations as you come into the building at both the portico door and the main doors of the gathering space. Before you go into church, we've already ordered those. You will probably be asked to go in one door. Everybody go in one door. Everybody go out another door, whether that will be coming in through the portico door, going out through the gathering space, or coming in through the gathering space, going out the portico door. We don't know those details yet, but it probably will be something like that. We'll have to be very conscious of not gathering in the gathering space, which is kind of ironic. And we are a friendly parish. People like to gather and talk both before Mass and after Mass. And so we'll just have to be very conscious of that we need to move through the building, and if you want to speak to your friends outside, keeping social distancing outside, keeping your masks on, then that you'll be able to do that. But we have to be very conscious of what goes on in the gathering space. So another thing is we will probably keep the doors of the church open to the gathering space during Mass, so that people don't touch the door. The less touching that goes on, the better it is. So we may keep those doors open all the time. Things like that. If you are of a vulnerable age, older in age, and do not feel comfortable coming to church, because it's people are going to be there, and if we can't guarantee anything, just like any place where people gather. We can't guarantee anything. So we can only do what we can do. We can only disinfect between Masses. We can only disinfect during the week. But if you feel uncomfortable, then the best thing to do is to stay home. So we need to be conscious of our older adults. Attendance at Mass may be limited. You may have to reserve a spot. I don't know. We don't know how that's going to happen yet. It may be that you have to call in during the week and say you're coming to a particular Mass and reserve a spot for you and your family. It may be that we have to issue tickets. It may be, I don't know. At this point, we don't know. It may be that we all cannot come to Mass every week like we used to. So it may be that we have to scatter, and that's why we're going to be recording the Sunday Mass and posting it on the YouTube channel, so that those of you who cannot come will be able to at least see the Mass from Holy Family on the YouTube channel. Hymnals, we'll have to remove the hymnals and probably print each week a worship aid with the hymns in it for each Mass, so that those will be new for each Mass. So there's a lot of things to think about. What about communion? Communion will probably be only given under one species, under the host, and there will be social distancing. Probably as you are coming up for communion, you will need to keep 6 feet apart from one another. Probably those of you who normally receive on the tongue will not be able to do that. And I know that is a difficult thing for some people, but this is because of the person behind you, the people behind you, that it's just more safe because of this pandemic to give communion in the hand rather than on the tongue. Let's see, what else? So this is what they say: even though parishes will take all reasonable precautions and sanitize as best they can after each liturgical celebration, including the restrooms, there will still exist, as we move, the risk of infection for anyone who attends a public Mass as we move through the various phases of easing restrictions. No one should expect that they will be safer in church than in any other public space. So keep in mind all these different challenges. I think I covered just about everything, at least everything that is in this document that was sent to us by the diocese, and we will be getting more directions from the diocese as this moves forward. So again, your patience and understanding will be critical in all of this and how we move through this. This is new territory for us all. So, so your patience and understanding is critical. Thank you. God bless you. And I hope that we will see each other in church very, very soon.